Hello and welcome. It's Tuesday. Tuesday means it's Mr. Seagull's Geography Adventures. So welcome. And if you're wondering about my outfit today, if I do a little jump, I shouldn't jump too much. You can see I'm wearing a red top and white trousers. Look, you can see if I can stretch my legs high enough. White trousers because they represent the flag of Indonesia. Or the flag of Monaco. So the Principality of Monaco has the same. And if I can't do a handstand, but if I could do a handstand, I would be the flag of Poland, because Poland is upside down with white on the top and red at the bottom. But I am Indonesia today. So welcome all and everyone. Thank you to people on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you. And Twitter. So what is going on? So firstly, let me just give you my timetable update. Hold on, there we go. So usually on Mondays I do maths, and again with my friend Susan Okereke, we're doing something called Maths Appeal. So hopefully you'll have some puzzles out on Mondays for maths. Then Tuesdays obviously geography, like today. Then Wednesdays is my football quiz. Thursdays we have history, and we're going to the Victorians this week. And then Saturdays at 8 is my family quiz. So that's my weekly timetable. I'm going to say hello to a few people while we get going. Hello to a few people. So firstly, I wanted to say hello to Mrs. O, hello to Lisa, and it's happy birthday to Sarah. Sarah, if you told me, we would have sung happy birthday in the Indonesian language. Hello to the Roberts, hello to Sue. A lot of people here. I'm excited. So, what is the schedule for today's class? So firstly, before that, homework. So I usually set a homework with Bobby, which is either do something creative, a draw, or dance. And last week, we had actually one of my favourite classes. We looked at Florence Nightingale, statistics, the NHS, and Mary Seagull about the importance of health and actually using science in helping us understand how to display statistics. So we had Karina send us a video of her dance. You know the NHS dance we did? Amazing dance. And then Lisa and Hayden sent in their fabulous polar chart picture. Remember the pie chart was essentially Florence Nightingale invented. And a diagram of the Lady of the Lamp. Thank you. So hello to Mayuri. Welcome to you all, and welcome to Jessie Blankets, and Emma's here. Thank you. Again, I will try and do some shout outs throughout the lessons if I can, especially before the dance. Hello Martha, hello Eleanor as well. Okay. So let's look at the class. Again, if you're new, look at my outfit. Look, I'm trying to run so you can see it. So red for the top half of the Indonesia flag and white trousers for it as well. So we're going to head off to Borneo, and we're going to pay a visit to some orangutans and understand a little bit about the nature of the environment and deforestation. Then, we will get a bit peckish. I'm going to go for some cuisine. We're going to try out some spices and some fried rice in Indonesia. Then it's time for our dance. We're going to go to Bali and learn a little dance as we usually do. Then it's time for school. We're going to learn to count to 5 in Indonesia's most common language. And then, if you're brave enough, you can hide for this part. We're going to see some Komodo dragons. Jessie, we're going to see some Komodo dragons. I'm pretty scared. Let's be careful, because apparently they've eaten 4 humans in the last 40 years. I don't want to be the 5th person. Then as usual, we have homework time with Bobby, and please send them in. Karina always does. And we'll share the best ones. Then it's time for your quiz. Are you paying attention in my lessons? And then, thoughts of Mr. Seagull. You know what we do. We always talk about positive ideas, about how to be constructive and really positive about our daily lives. So there we go. Lisa says she knows that this was there's a flag, because I don't have any traditional Indonesian outfits, so I thought this would do the best. It's actually my brother Tommy's shirt, but thank you Tommy for lending me your shirt. Okay, so before we head off, we're going to look at some key facts about Indonesia, because I want to understand a bit about the country. So, they were actually ruled by the Netherlands, the Dutch, till about 1945. And interestingly, they're the 4th largest population in the world. So it's currently about 270 million, a bit more than that. So it's the fourth largest country in the population. So before them we have China, India and US, but they're the fourth largest. And actually, interestingly, in terms of demographics, they're the largest country in the world in terms of the Muslim population. It's about 220 million. Although they have other religions, they have Christianity, Buddhism and Hinduism as well. But it's the largest country by population for Islam as a religion. And actually one thing, if you look at the map there, you can see it's all the way in Southeast Asia, just above Australia. And this is really curious. So they have 17,500 islands, Lily. Actually, it's 17,508 islands. So a lot of islands. Imagine we were planning a trip hopping around all the islands. We'd be there forever. But of the 17,500, only about 6,000 have people. I'm a maths teacher. 6,000 out of 18,000 is roughly 1 in 3. So only 1 in every 3 islands, Chris, have people living on them. The others are uninhabited. And this is what's really curious about Indonesia. So you can see it on the map. If you went from the west all the way to the east, it's about 5,100 kilometers. And do you know how far that is? That's from England all the way to Iran. Iran in Asia, all the way across, and that's how far Indonesia is really spread very narrowly. And in terms of islands, you know I said they've got 17,500, lots of islands. If you look at that map, you can see some of the biggest islands. You can see Sumatra, Borneo, Sulawesi, there's New Guinea, there's lots of islands. And actually, Indonesia is considered the largest island country. It's the largest island country in the world because there's so many different islands. And if you're thinking, hey Bobby, Mr. Seagull, Australia's bigger. Australia is considered a continent. So that gets me out of that. But it is the largest island country. So, do you fancy a trip to Borneo? We're going to pay a visit to Borneo. So where is Borneo? So if you look there on my map, Borneo is... Where is it? I can't actually see it on the map very clearly. Borneo's here. There we go. Borneo is there. And we're going to head off there. But interesting, in terms of location, you can see it's between the Indian and the Pacific Ocean. So, Julia, let's go to Borneo. Let's go. In fact, let's get our flight there. Right? I normally do the flight, don't I? Okay, let's do a flight. All the way from London. And we have travelled to Southeast Asia. We have reached the island of Borneo. Are you excited? I know Andrew was saying he didn't realise it's the fourth. It's amazing. It's the fourth biggest country in the world. It's astonishing. So let's have a look. So we are now in Borneo. So Borneo is the home of the orangutans. And actually the word orangutan, this is really cool. So I'll tell you about orangutans in a second. So there, again, make sure you're paying attention to facts. So there are 5 great apes. One is the gorilla. One is the chimpanzee. One is the bonobo. One is the orangutan. And we're the 5th. The orangutan of the 5 are probably the furthest away from us. But they are very cute. So orangutans, they spend most of their lives living in the tree. Do you know that? They don't really come down. They spend their lives living in trees, eating vegetation. They'll even make their nests in the trees. And actually the word orangutan in their native language, in Malay, orang means person or man, either, and utan means forest. So orangutan means person of the forest, Charlotte. So it means person of the forest. But this is, again, with a lot of natural environments, there's often a sad environmental story. And if you look at that diagram there, I like to show obviously the numbers behind geography, but also the environment. And that island there, that Borneo, if you look at it, the green represents the rainforest. And obviously you can see the green is shrinking and shrinking. And about 100 years ago, most of Borneo was the rainforest. But as we've expanded, as we've deforested, taken down the forest, the habitat for the orangutan has been damaged. And that's really quite sad. It's lost half of it. And the reasons for this is, one, they're illegal wildfires. So people set up fires because they want to clear the forest for palm oil. So palm oil, you might have seen an ad recently on television, palm oil ad. And because of that, it's damaged the habitat of these orangutans. So it is a sad fact of modernization that people, in trying to develop economies, have actually damaged the environment for orangutans in Borneo. But orangutans are, amazing creatures that we should try and preserve. So there we go. That is Borneo. So are you feeling a bit peckish? I'm feeling a bit peckish, but someone, the Roberts family, has spotted something in the background. So maybe when we do another trip, I recently watched the Last Dance documentary about Michael Jordan. I've become obsessed. So I've got a Michael Jordan, where is it? I bought, if I can prop it up here, I bought some Chicago Bulls shirts. These are huge. If I wore this, this looks like a mini skirt. Anyway, that's for another lesson. I'm digressing, but there we go. That's my Chicago Bulls top. Good spot. Okay, so we're going to go to some cuisine. Are you feeling peckish? I'm going to have a quick sip of water. My ears, I'm peckish. So, cuisine. It's time for some cuisine. So, the Moluccas, if you look there in the middle of the map, there's a little set of islands called the Moluccas. And they are known as the Spice Islands. And actually, one of it's slightly obscured, but this area was renowned for creating things like, and I'll write down here, nutmeg and cloves. You can't really see the cloves. The cloves, and your parents or carers will know what these are, but nutmeg or cloves. And these are the most common spices. But they also had other spices as well. They had something called mace, which I didn't really know much about, and we got pepper, which we know about. Mace and pepper. And at one stage in the world, the Moluccas, or the Spice Islands in Indonesia, were the largest producer of all these spices. And interestingly, Europeans, the Portuguese, went to the Spice Islands about 1520. And then in the 1600s, early 1600s, the British and the Dutch also went there. And in fact, when we talked about Indonesia being ruled by the Dutch till 1945, part of it was because they came for the spices. And in terms of trading, I know people are saying they're getting hungry, I'm sorry, but spices, maybe you're gonna get hungry when we talk about the next item. But when they came for trading, the Portuguese in particular, what they would trade is Chinese silks, African ivory from elephants, Indian cottons, and Arab coffee. So these are items that they would trade for the spices. So the next item that we're looking beneath, the national dish. So it's called nasi goreng, and my pronunciation is probably not great, nasi goreng. And this is often known as one of the world's best comfort foods. So there's a television chef called Rick Stein. You might have heard of. So Rick Stein, he calls nasi goreng probably one of the best comfort foods in the world. And essentially it's a fried rice version that they have. But do you know I told you Indonesia has 17,500 islands. Because of that, everyone has their own version of it. So if you went to a restaurant in, let's say, Jakarta, the capital, and ordered, say, can I have nasi goreng? And you went to Borneo, you'd get different ones. So don't expect the same one. Everyone has their own version. So remember, the Spice Islands, the main spices they had were nutmeg and cloves, but they also had mace and peppers as well. We're about halfway. Do you know what halfway means? Halfway means it's time for our dance. And Julia is getting hungry, and Charlotte, I know, I'm sorry. Normally after these classes I have a peanut butter sandwich. So I get peckish myself. Okay, so we're going to look at our dance, but I want to learn a little bit about what this dance means. So, we're going to go to Bali. Bali is actually a common destination for holidays, honeymoons, and if you look at the map here, Bali is here. Can you see that? The little pink there. It's a small little island, again, small, relatively small. There we go, Bali's there. And in Indonesia, because the culture has so many different languages, different peoples, in fact, I remember reading that in Indonesia, they have about 700 different languages. So each of those languages has their own customs, own cultures, own foods. But the Balinese dance is one of the most famous. And again, we talked about religions. So Islam is the most popular religion there. But there are also people who follow Hinduism, which is one of the main religions, or the main religion of India. And Balinese dance, they have a style where they follow Hindu epic stories, where they show fighting against evil gods and demons. Yes, so I'm gonna get my outfit on. You're gonna see it. So I borrow a lot of my mum's outfits for these dances. So I know I should find other ones When lockdown is done, I'll find more traditional ones. So we're going to get ready for if I can get this on the right way around, a Balinese dance. So I'm going to get a dress on. If I can get the arms, if I can find the arms. God, where are these arms? Should have practiced. I don't really rehearse these dances. Wait. Can I get the arms? I got the arms. There we go. So I got the arms for my Balinese dance. And what else do they have? I'm going to put this little thing on like a little shawl. So Balinese dance. Are you ready for your Balinese dance? Okay, so are we ready? So are we all ready? I'm checking that people are ready for their Balinese dance. Okay, let's have a look at what they do. So a lot of it is expressiveness. So can you see a lot of it's in their eyes, their hands. And I think that's like a gamelan, is a traditional dance. Have a look. So the exercise as well, squatting. So it's subtle, you can see the movement. The hands moving. And they're wearing, it looks like a sign. So I'm trying to do the dance here. So then bending down. And then, so a lot of eye movements. How expressive are your eyes? Are you ready for the dance? It's one of the South Indian dance my parents have done. The hands, you gotta really. So this is the hands, you gotta move the hands around. How are your hands? So again, this dance represented Hindu stories of fighting against gods. So you'd be fighting against a god, and they'd sort of tell that story through this dance. It is interesting, this dance, isn't it? That's what I love about dances, because you can tell about the cultures of the world. How's my eye moving? Okay, there we go. There's our Balinese dance, traditional from this particular island. Okay, I need to get this off without tearing. Okay, I will put that back on when we come back to the end of our class for our next dance. Yeah, I found that really fascinating. And it's cool. This morning, I was listening on Spotify to Indonesian music. So we'll come back to that later. Thank you. Yeah, they're not blinking. So part of it's about being expressive with their eyes and telling a story. Another lesson we'll look at India and South India. My parents will also share some ideas about South Indian dance and using eyes. That's why they're so expressive. Okay, time to move on. We'll come back to the dance at the end. We'll do the dance again at the end. So it's time to visit school. So before we do that, I've got one. It says Quechua. Ignore that. That's from a Peru class. But in Indonesia, so you're looking at those numbers. Those numbers add up to more than 100, because most people speak more than one language there. So if you look at it, so the most common language is the Indonesian, or they call it Baha or Bahasa, and that's spoken by 4 in 5 people, about 80% of the population. Other people, about a third, speak Javanese, and again on the island of Java. Then about 1 in 6 people speak Sundanese, another language. But people also speak English and Dutch. And that's because the Brits came for the spice trade, and the Netherlands, it was part of their colony, as it were, till 1945. So let's learn the counting in Bahasa or Baha. Are you ready? Okay. 1 is satu. Then it's dua. I've heard dua before. Dua. Then it's tiga. Then empat. And 5 is Lima. Lima was the capital of Peru. How strange is that? Okay, let's do it again. So satu, dua, tiga, empat, and Lima. Let's count it down, Charlotte. Okay, let's do it. So Lima, empat, tiga, dua, satu. So they're the numbers. Why don't we do let's do a bit of maths calculations. How do you fancy doing calculations? Okay, so if I said to you, dua times dua, what's the answer? Dua times dua is? Empat. Okay, another one. How about dua plus tiga? Dua plus tiga. Lima. Good. I'll give you another. I'll do a subtraction. How about Lima minus empat? So Lima minus empat. Just give me a shout out. Satu. Good. So just do that numbers one more time. We'll do up to 5. Satu, dua, tiga, empat, and lima. So these are 1 to 5 in Bahasa or Bahasa, and that's the main Indonesian language. Well done. Well done. Okay. So now we're going to go to the bit. Are you brave? Are you feeling brave today? I don't want any scaredy cats today. If you're scared, you walk away now. Hide behind the board if you're scared. Are you ready? Are you ready? We're going to see perhaps the only version of dinosaurs on the world. Are you ready? Okay. We're going to go and see the Komodo dragons. I am scared, Oscar. Okay, let's have a look.
I think you might want to back up a little bit there, Gray. As opportunists, these lizards will try and eat anything they think they can get away with, even occasionally people. It seems the pickings around the guides' huts must be pretty good, because there are loads of dragons here, and they're big.
Oh my god, did you see that? Komodo dragons. So, these Komodo dragons, they can go up to 3 meters long. 3 meters long. And they can weigh up to 90 kilograms. I'll tell you what, in one... You know, sometimes you're feeling hungry and you're like, oh, you eat loads and you're like, oh my god, I'm stuffed. They eat 80% of their body weight in one sitting. They can do that. So that's 4/5 of their body weight. 80% of their body weight in one sitting. Can you imagine that? So that if they weigh about 90 kilograms, they can get through 70 kilograms of food in one go. And when they eat anything really. They eat everything of it. They eat all the bones. And you know the hooves as well. So they don't, most animals, let's say lions, etc., they'll leave out some of the awkward bits, but they'll just keep eating and eating and eating. And they're quite quick as well. They can move at 12 miles an hour. So if you're thinking, I can outrun them, they look a bit... No. They can run quite well, 12 miles an hour. But there's like some good bits and bad bits. So the bad news, they've got good news and bad news. What do you hear? The good news or the bad news? What do you hear? The good news or the bad news? We're the bad news first. The bad news is that they're good swimmers. They can swim. So don't think, aha, I can get in the water. They can swim after you. But the good news is, they're not so good at hearing. So if you're near a Komodo dragon, you can talk to your friend saying, quick, let's move this way. So they can't hear very well, but they're very good swimmers. They're not the nicest of creatures. I mean, they're intriguing, but I'll tell you one thing. When they're hungry, you know when I said they eat anything? They really do eat anything. They eat actually baby Komodo dragons. 10%. So 1 in 10 of their diet comes from other Komodo dragons. Can you imagine that? These things, and again, humans, they've only eaten 4 humans in the last 40 years. But be careful, they're a bit deceptive. They look a bit clunky, but when they get moving, they do get moving. And here is a great fact. So most of you, have you heard of King Kong? Yeah, you know King Kong, a famous Hollywood film adapted across the world. King Kong is inspired by the Komodo dragons. And you know the K actually comes from the Komodo dragon, the island of Komodo. So King Kong wouldn't exist if it weren't for these ancient Komodo dragons. And someone's telling me a fact that they can smell, can't be Charlotte and Osric, that they can smell blood from a long distance. Yeah, they got a great sense of smell. So the hearing might not be good, but if you're not washed, they're going to sniff you out. Okay, I think it's time to set your homework. It's time to set your homework. Ooh, I forgot this key fact. So the local people, they don't necessarily call them Komodo dragons. They call them ora, O-R-A. And this means a land crocodile. A land crocodile. So ora, which means land crocodile. So here is your homework if you want to take part. I know people have been taking part, so thank you so much. So one is you could draw or create a version of a Balinese outfit. So you might look up a Balinese traditional outfit. Or the homework I love people often doing is draw something that you've learned, up to 3 things you learned from the class today. Or for some people, send in a video or photo of your dance. Again, the dance with the eye expressiveness. So I know Karina, you love doing that. So please do send that across. Lisa's saying she doesn't want the lesson to end. I know. But I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday. I got my football quizzes. I got my family quizzes. So Mr. Seagull's not disappearing. Okay. So are you ready for your test? I'm gonna put my cool glasses on. Lisa likes these glasses. Are you ready? Have you been paying attention? Okay. Let's have a look. Charlotte says she's gonna do the homework. So this is a test now. Question 1. What does the word orangutan mean? What does the word orangutan mean? Elizabeth, do you know that? Elizabeth, do you know what it means, orangutan? Okay, question number 2. Name either of the spices found in the Moluccas. Charlotte, do you know that? Either of the spices. Question number 3. What does Ora, the local name for Komodo dragon, mean? What does Ora mean? Okay. So number 1, orangutan. We've got a few answers coming through from Mayuri and Lisa and Oscar. Correct, man or person of the forest. Well done. Question 2 was name either of the spices. There are a couple of spices. I named about 4. Can you name any of the spices? Mayuri's got some correct answers. So has Oscar. How about you? Snazzy quizzes. Ola, what do you reckon for number 2? It is, so we got nutmeg, clove. But we also had pepper and mace. So the final question, what does Ora, the local name for Komodo dragon? So Ora was a tricky one. I only did it right at the end. So it's land. It's land crocodile. So there we are. So there are your 3 answers. Thank you, Elizabeth, as well. There you go. Well done. So again, we're building up our knowledge and understanding of the world. Okay. So what I do every session is I do something called Thoughts of Mr. Seagull. Ideas to help you think about the world. And actually, this is something that gets neglected. Sleep. Often we're thinking, oh, how can we be positive-minded? How can we help people? How can we be kind? And I remember last week, one of the ideas was about being kind and saying something nice to someone else. And they're all very important. But actually, one thing is to make sure you look after yourself. And one of the easiest ways to look after yourself is to make sure you sleep. Because often it can be difficult if you're a parent or an adult looking after children, or if you're a child and you get overexcited about Mr. Seagull's lessons and you're like, oh, I really love that class about Indonesia or the Victorians. Make sure you really sleep. And again, because when you sleep, Charlotte, firstly your brain recharges because you've been thinking actively all day. And it gives your cells actually a chance to repair themselves. And then finally, when you're sleeping, your body releases hormones that help to rebalance things. So make sure that you do get your sleep and sleep at regular times. And it sounds a bit boring, like, oh, sleep's not exciting, but your body gets to repair, grow if you're younger as well. So make sure that, 7 hours if you can, 8 more, if you're younger even more, but sleep is a very important part for your body to repair and maintain itself. So that is today's Thoughts of Mr. Seagull. So let's have a look at what's going on, my schedule. So we'll come to my schedule in a second. So Monkman and Seagull actually finished last Monday. So there wasn't any Monkman and Seagull's Genius Adventures. But again, if you've missed them, they are still on iPlayer. And again, throughout the next few weeks while they're still on iPlayer, let me share some clips from them. So let's look at a clip from Monkman and Seagull.
Sorry, I'm just a bit under some besieged.
Yeah, that's fine.
Stepping on my foot here.
Yeah, it's when she moves, you might want to move your foot.
Yeah, actually now she's going to try and eat me. Yeah. Am I tasty? You like my pants? It's when she stops, so...
Yeah, there you go.
Oh no.
There we go.
Are they normally quite peckish?
Well,
Watch out.
Ow, that's quite painful.
So, that was one of the episodes in Monkman and Seagull's Genius Adventures, where me and my friend went round exploring inventions and discoveries in Britain from 1750 to 1900. So a particular bit was a Galapagos turtle, and they're quite peckish. They pecked at the zookeeper there. So they're all available on iPlayer if you missed it. Please do have a watch and let me know what you think. Yeah, I'm hoping we get another season very soon. We've had 2 seasons. The third one is subject to, I guess, when things calm down post-COVID. Hopefully we'll get it done soon for you. So, next up, tomorrow night, we've got a football quiz. So again, if you've got any football friends out there, please let them join in. Thursday, I think, who suggested this? Was it Martha or Francesca? Francesca suggested, let's look at the Victorians. So we're going to do Victorians. So if you've got any ideas for countries or ideas for, I guess, historical sites to visit, please let me know. Again, if you're enjoying your classes, I'd love you to share pictures on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook stories or anything, because then I can spread the word, get more people interested. And Saturday at 8 o'clock is our family quiz. And maths, I will make sure that they come back. So maths, I'm trying to work on some new classes, but I will make sure maths comes back as well. So Maya is asking about that. But thank you. I've had lots of fun today. I'm going to get my outfit back on. So, remember, this dance here represents a story. My mom's going to be thinking, my mom's watching these going, why is Bobby borrowing all my outfits? I'm not, these are for classes, aren't they? They're for classes. So let me know about ideas for potential future places to visit. Again, share it with me on Twitter. If you message me on my inbox on my Facebook public page or Instagram, tag me in a story. Let me know what classes you want. We'll do them. So thank you. Today's been a great class. We've gone to Indonesia. We've gone to the 4th largest country in the world. 4th largest country in the world. So if you missed Maths on Monday, there wasn't a Maths this Monday. There will be one hopefully coming up this Monday. Okay, so are you... Philippines is a suggestion. Thank you for the suggestions. I will get some. Someone's asking, can you watch the first season of Monkman and Seagull? I don't know if it's available on BBC iPlayer. Maybe you might need to do some searching Monkman and Seagull Genius Adventures. Check on YouTube, but I'm not sure if it's available. So are you ready for our Indonesian dance? So thank you so much, Mayuri, Elizabeth, Charlotte, Julia, Jessie, the Roberts, Lisa, Hayden, so many of you, Karina, thank you for joining, and make sure you send in your homework. So again, it can be either a picture of one of the dances or any 3 things you've learned today or the image of our dance today. So let's go for the final bit for the lesson. So thank you. I'm Bobby Seagull. I'm your teacher in history, geography, maths, and your guide to the world. Let's have a look. Remember, they're really expressive. It's like, little squats. I love the way they move and their eyes are so expressive. This represents, remember, in Hinduism, the epic, the battle between the good and the bad. They're so beautifully dressed up, aren't they? Well, thank you so much. I've had a brilliant class. I'm going to say bye to a few of you now. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Jessie. Thank you, Charlotte. Yeah, don't go near a Komodo dragon. It inspired King Kong for a reason. Well, thank you very much. Australia, New Zealand, we'll get some ideas. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ra. To see you maybe football 8 o'clock Wednesday if you've got football fans. Otherwise, Thursday for the Victorians, and then that's at 10:45, and then Saturday the family quiz. See you all very soon. Thank you so much. Ta-ra.